YouTube.com/That's Rank. Chris, you've got quite the following. We heard from Fine Dining. Big fans of yours. They were pretty excited to find even more of your content here with us on the Blast the Radio channel. So to my listeners, please give him a subscribe. It's absolutely genius. YouTube.com/That's Rank. So it's all about food. Chris, what are we talking about today?
Well, John, I'm a proud Canadian. And do you know what I love about being Canadian? Besides the fact that I'm living in a first world nation with healthcare, round-the-clock access to BlastTheRadio.com, and all the beaver one man could eat.
The Prime Minister?
Yes, but besides that, I love on holidays taunting my international friends with all the awesome candy and junk food that they are never going to have access to. In fact, a lot more of the stuff that you and I see is completely normal. It's stuff that you'd assume that they would have worldwide, but it's actually uniquely ours and ours alone. And I want to tell you about some of those today because us Canadians are going to recognize it, but your international listeners to Blast the Radio are going to be like, oh my God, I want that.
See, I find that funny because we go to the States and we'll come back with all kinds of stuff that, is there that we can't get here. So that's interesting that it's very regional like that. All right, hit me up.
Yeah, well, the thing in Canada is the grass is sometimes greener, but that's because it's legal here. Now, starting with Smarties.
Oh, man.
Smarties, first of all, they are the original candy-coated chocolate, having been invented in 1937, 4 years before M&M's hit the market. So take that, America.
You can't get Smarties outside of Canada?
You can't, no. And
what?
So, look, Tucker Carlson would be undoubtedly crushed that our version doesn't come with sexy boots either, but they are crunchier, so I'll take our wins where we can get them. The USA does have a snack called Smarties, but those are what we know better as Rockets, which are the chalky tart candies that we get at Halloween time. So, yeah,
they Smarties. Call those Smarties?
Nowhere outside of Canada. They call those Smarties in the States, yeah, Rockets.
Wow. Okay.
So, while John Short circuits,
wow.
Would you believe that Hickory Sticks belongs to us? It's because they're marketed by Hostess. And I realize that Hostess is an American brand, but their chip distribution was in Canada. Hickory Sticks are the only part remaining of their chip lineup, which is sad because I kind of grew up on those extra greasy, heavily flavored chips, but we will always have the Hickory sticks. And pro tip, they're fun as a burger topper. If you've never done that before, yeah, think of it like those little crunchy onion strings, but with hickory sticks.
Yeah, and I bet you they absorb like all the fats and stuff, and get nice. Yeah, would become exactly like that, like an onion.
Yeah, we've got salt and vinegar ones in the stores now too.
I'm trying to eat healthy, Chris, but you're being an enabler for all the naughty stuff.
I know I'm not sorry.
And, I didn't think you would be.
Now, speaking of chips, ketchup chips are all ours. Yeah. The States has done ketchup periodically, but even though they're produced by Lay's, they aren't the deep burgundy purplish hue that we're used to up here. When they do it in the States, they try to emulate actual ketchup flavor. And the whole secret to our ketchup chips is they don't taste a thing like ketchup. It's this.
Maybe that's why I don't like them, because it's supposed to taste like ketchup. It doesn't.
Oh, I love them. It's just this amazeballs secret powder on them. I'm so pleased that those belong to us. Now, what about the Joe Louis? Now, you can absolutely get Ding Dongs and Hostess cupcakes in other parts of the world, but does anyone really do it any better than Joe Louis, John?
I mean, I may be biased because I'm Canadian and I spent a good amount of time in Quebec where Joe Louis was in every lunch bag. So no.
Absolutely. And it's that super fluffy, bright red cake with the thin chocolate crust on it. I could go for one of those right now. I'm thinking.
Remember Wagon Wheels too?
Oh, we're right in the heart of Quebec right now with this stuff. Another one that I love is Hawkins Cheesies. So Cheetos are the much more popular brand, but Cheesies hit just a little bit differently. The cheese powder on them is a lot more dense and much sharper. It's like an old cheddar kind of flavor. And if your hands are not caked in orange dust after 2 or 3 of them, you're not eating a true cheesy at the end of the day.
True.
I've actually got memories of those from, like, I don't know, it was like my 10th birthday or something. I had a bunch of friends over to play Nintendo, and the controllers were like this disgusting, greasy orange, whatever, by the end of the party. It was great. Finally, one more I'm going to touch on, which is almost certainly our most popular local candy. Americans love them, but they can't have it. It's the coffee crisp. I have I've got no idea why other countries have not adopted it. So they were bought by Nestle in 2014, but despite 8 years under their portfolio, it remains unavailable anywhere other than in Canada.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, if you force me to pick a favorite chocolate bar, it's definitely this. And the idea of being without it is almost enough to make me emotional. So I've actually got a challenge for our listeners today.
Okay.
Whether you're listening on Facebook or Twitch or later on YouTube, tell me what your favorite snack is, localized to your country. And if you want to get really meta, your province, your state, or your general localized area. Tell me about it. If I haven't heard of it, I love to learn. So hit me with your favorite snacks.
Yep. You can post that in the comments at youtube.com/BlastTheRadio. Chris's channel is youtube.com/That'sRank. By the way, my favorite, we used to spend our summers at a place called Agawatan Lodge, Golden Lake, Ontario. A lot of Americans came up. Their big thing, they would buy it by the box to take it home. Macintosh's toffee.
Oh, that's a good one.
Can't get that there. There you go. Chris Fothergill-Brown from YouTube's That's Rank.